Hello, James. Please give an introduction about yourself.
Hey, Ruckus. Hey, yeah, no, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure. My name is James Prosper, and yeah, I've been in the real world for about a month and a half now.
Hmm.
So since September, I found it online on YouTube, but yeah, I've kind of been in the work world for a long time. So I studied law and philosophy at university, and then I went through to work for a few different law firms, and I kind of got into marketing after about 7 years of working in the law firms. I really didn't like it in that environment. And yeah, I just started Googling how to make money online, joined a few forums, and started working as a marketing manager for a few financial companies. But I always knew that, I wanted to start my own business, and I'd seen everything that had been going on online, promoting the real world. And yeah, I just said, let me just sign up. It was a reasonable cost of £50 or $50.
Hmm.
And yes, since I've joined, I've gone through lots of the training. I've taken the AI and content creation courses, the client acquisition courses, because I already had a few skills under my belt, but I just don't think I had the confidence to really go out on my own.
Hmm.
And yeah, ever since I've joined, I've officially, I'm not working for anyone. I'm working for myself officially now. And I've managed to get some clients, and I've been delivering product and services for them, mainly web design, some of it content creation. But yeah, I've just been really motivated ever since joining. And I mean, after just a month and a bit, I definitely feel like I've got a result.
Right. Okay, that was quite an introduction, James. Thank you for that. I'd like to go back to the beginning when you said you weren't happy with the environment in your law firm. Why do you say that? What was it about the environment you didn't like?
I mean, I kind of went through the back door. So when I studied law and philosophy, it was a joint honors degree, and I needed more to officially become a solicitor in the UK. And I really had a hard time finding a job. And then I think I took a few paralegal positions, and relatively low paid for, I thought the legal industry was just made of money, but I didn't realize the money doesn't mean it's coming to me. And I think my first ever salary was about £18,000, and they had me in the print room. They had me, carrying papers, and I didn't think I did all that studying at university just to be a paper boy,
Right.
and I that's the kind of vibe I got. And yeah, it was just really difficult to progress. I did slowly progress, but every time I needed a pay raise, it was like, only like £5,000 increase after years of work. And the only way I could get more money is if I moved to a different company. And even then that would be what, a 10, 20,000 pound increase. And I really just saw the trajectory of my life being tied to working, 9 hour days, staying late, getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to be in the office for a meeting that, I just didn't want to be there. And I think I just made a decision one day to quit. It was quite tough to leave that industry because I've got familial pressure, and my friends and family, and also just the idea of being in law. It's got a lot of prestige and status behind it because your parents want you to become a lawyer or a doctor, and I thought I would tick the lawyer box, but I just didn't enjoy it. And I knew I wanted to do something that I actually enjoyed and that I could add value to people, and also have a future of becoming really, really, really wealthy. And I
Mhm.
don't think I could have done that if I stayed in that space.
Right.
But yeah, that's what got me out of law.
Okay. And for the end part that you just said,
Hmm.
the things that you were striving for, are you on that path now?
I feel like I am 100%. I mean, I feel like I've definitely jumped off the cliff, but I haven't. I don't feel scared. I think there was a moment of fear in the jobs that I had before, that if I ever went out on my own, I wouldn't survive. I wouldn't be able to eat. I wouldn't be able to get clients. I wouldn't be able to, make my dreams come true. I'd let everyone else down. And then I think I got to a point where I just stopped caring. I stopped caring what everyone else thought. Didn't care if I embarrassed myself. And, there's only me that can make me do it. So I just said, look, I'm going to make a decision now, burn the boats and just go see what happens.
Very solid. And how did the
Mm.
real world facilitate with you striving towards that dream, let's call it?
Yeah, so I mean, even in terms of what I saw online, I had no expectations when I joined. I just thought, the price for what you're getting is insane. And I've bought courses before. I bought 5K courses, 10K courses, and it's always either been just one guru or maybe a series of gurus, lots of videos, a few videos, short videos, long videos. And for me, I thought if I can get into multiple campuses in one platform for such a low price, I'm not going to lose anything by adding this on. And I pay so many tools. The cost of those tools a month just trump anything I could have paid for the real world. So I joined, and I think I joined Dylan's
Client
section
acquisition.
first,
Yeah.
the client acquisition stuff. Yeah, so that was really good just to get a kind of idea about how he does it, and his story as well, in terms of how he kind of started from nothing and then became who he is. And then I moved on to the AI and content creation section with Pope, and that has blown me away. This guy, he's such. I don't know where he's from. He might be from Bradford or somewhere, but I love his accent, and the way he explains things is so clear. And I've been keeping up to date with AI, but I've not really kind of understood how I can use it in business or use it as another arm of a service for my clients. And how detailed he went in. There's some platforms that I'd never heard about before I joined the real world, and even another platform as well, Stable Diffusion. Like even that module going in depth, how he's gone into in depth, to me is mind blowing. And I don't think there's anyone else on the internet talking about it at this level of detail, and for only £50 a month. And there's still I forget what it's called. It's not a section. What's the actual word? It's the campus. Yeah, there's other campuses that I haven't touched yet.
Mhm.
So I think even still, I'm still learning, and I think I've joined Arno's business camp
Absolutely.
as well, just learning about business mastery there, learning about the history of money, and that has been quite eye opening. I knew a little bit, but it's nice to know that there are a group of people who understand how rigged this system can be, and really giving me the confidence to know, no, I'm not crazy. Everyone else is crazy.
Mhm.
If they believe that the status quo is normal and we're all struggling, and everyone's, doesn't have time to enjoy life and spend time with their friends and their family, and they're just busy. Everyone's working every day. Everyone's has to work to pay bills, and then it wasn't a fulfilling life. But yeah, I mean, the real world, everyone in here as well, everyone's really focused. That's kind of another thing that surprised me. There's not a lot of just casual discussion or bickering, or which I've seen in other groups, but everyone's on it, and everyone's really supportive as well. And yeah, I've just had a really good time. I don't think I've made as many connections as I'd like, but I'm sure as I keep growing and kind of posting in the group, because for me, I like to learn stuff and go do it. I don't really have much time to network as well. But I feel like now things are starting to, I'm starting to build a team, and I'm starting to build systems. Now I can come back and show kind of my work and show evidence of what I've done, and then build networks from
Right.
there. But I'm loving it.
Right. I'd like to add on to what you said about when you head down the traditional route of education, then work, employment, and then you just living basically paycheck to paycheck, and they call that a stable job. You get a stable job, which is meant to be, yeah, there. And
Job
actually,
security,
reality
yeah.
is again, you're just living paycheck to paycheck with it. So yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like this is even kind of stranger, because for me, I thought my income was getting higher. So every job that I'd get more money. And even my friends, some of my friends are in finance, I'm in law, and we thought these were industries where your career is going to be into six figures, and maybe I'll make partner one day. It's all a lie, because as my income goes up, so does my expenses go up. And also I'm moving to a higher tax bracket. So I'm paying even more tax as a worker, and I'm taxed on everything. So I said, there has to be something wrong with this system if the middle class, or I feel like the middle class are even in a worse position than the working class, because the working class don't even get access to the credit that they'd give me access to, but my expenses are more than my income. So it doesn't matter if I make six figures a year, if I don't get to keep any of it, and I'm literally still at zero. So I just said, I can't have this system dictate my life. I have to find a way to find a group of people, or at least connect to people who have broken that system and get to be happier. Because there's so many money troubles that make people really depressed, and I want that not to be a feature in my life. I want money to not be a problem in my life.
All right, very solid.
Mm.
Since you have the experience with university, educational system, corporate background, how different is the way the real world teaches compared to the traditional system from what you've seen?
Oh wow! So yeah, I'll start with uni first, and then I'll talk about my career. So university was interesting because I studied philosophy as part of my joint honors, and that was probably the best thing I'd ever did, because I started to wake up in that class. And this teacher, he said to me, you go to work, you're born, you go to school, you go to work, you get married, and then you die. Like, that's life. And he just, from that statement, it just shocked me awake. And I said, hold on, that doesn't sound right at all. Why would I want to live such a mundane life? And then going to the law classes at university, everything was just textbooks and having to use memory and trying to remember things and revising for some big exam, and then getting a grade that I'm thinking now determines the rest of my life. So if I get a specific score, that means I can get this specific job at this specific level. And then if I think about the transition between even university and my career, they didn't even care what my qualifications were. They didn't even care what grades I got back in school. And then what I realized is that no, I actually had to learn it again. I had to learn the job from scratch, like I didn't even go to school. So from there, even how I was being taught in the job, it was like there was things to do and then things to learn, and I just felt trapped. I just felt like there's never going to be a point where I can use what I'm learning and make money, and not and separate my time from the money, because everything that happened at work was just like, it's like a doomsday countdown clock, because it felt like every single day I'm just here to make someone else rich. And I'm not really learning anything that can benefit me. It's just benefiting the company. And that's a lot. That's what happened a lot in my career. I've made a few people very, very, very rich. And then I look at my own bank account and I'm like, hold on, I didn't get any of that. And I'm not going to downplay the value of university, because I do think it's just about finishing. I like to know that I have finished something, and I don't speak down on anyone that hasn't gone to university. But I do think that if I decided to go, I'm going to finish it. And really, for a job, I look at it like I'm a spy. I am actually spying on their processes, spying on their systems, spying on how they built their business, so I can use it for my business. I'm not going to be doing it like, just happy go lucky. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm part of a team building this multi-million-pound company, and I get a 5-figure salary, and then get super excited when I get a 3-figure bonus. This is it's bullshit. I don't know if I can swear.
Yeah.
It's BS. It's just it felt like BS to me. So then when I go into now the real world and I'm seeing the way that the education is here, this is fast paced. very short videos, but it's just getting to the meat and potatoes. This is what I want to learn. This is like the direct information that I can go away after I've watched it, start implementing it, and then see some money coming into my bank account.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was like just another thing. I think I heard Andrew talking about it in an interview he did a while back, but just how my approach to business has been wrong. I've been thinking about it like an employee. That's what the school system and the career system did to me. And then I heard, oh no, just get the money first. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the delivery. Don't worry about the legal contracts. Because I mean, my legal brain says, oh, I need a contract before I can get money. Or go hire an accountant so they can count the money. How can an accountant count the money if there's no money in the bank account? What's he counting? So for me, but then I said to myself, no, I need to focus on getting the cash. And it just that little paradigm shift for me, and the confidence that I now have going to clients, and obviously I want to make sure they get good results because I'm an outcome based person. I don't want to just say I'm going to do this for you and not do it. I get results for people as well, but I feel like I've just changed. Yeah, just get the money. And now since joining, I just have the confidence to say, yeah, you have to pay. You have to pay up front.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the work, and then they pay the rest later. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I love your answer. And now I want to follow up with, how did the client acquisition then, and let's start with that. How did the client acquisition campus actually help you, whether it's you started your own business or you're an agency or just freelancing work? What lessons or what sections of it did you apply to yourself?
Yeah. So so when Dylan was talking about the how to get clients and also doing freelancing, I just said, look, no, I've got a set of skills, and I'm gonna go with the freelancing um business model just because I can give value to other people, and that seems to be the easiest way to get money. And I said, okay, I can build websites, I can run traffic for people, I can write copy, I can do all of these amazing things, but I just needed like a job as the framework to do those things. And I said, no, just do freelancing. Phone everyone you know, find everyone in your network. I didn't even do it like the exactly correct way. I didn't go on LinkedIn, I didn't go on Twitter. This was just pure cold outreach to people in my network. And I said, I can do this. Do you want it? And then people were jumping at it. And these are people that I had a story in my brain that I convinced myself that they wouldn't want it from me for some reason, or they wouldn't want it from me as a freelancer. And for me now, like I'm starting an agency. That's what I want to turn this freelance business into. And I really am keen to learn about how to grow a team and how to duplicate myself so it's not just me doing it. However, I do now know that I'm never going to suffer. There's never going to be a month where money doesn't come in, because I know, even just as a freelancer, not as like a full-blown agency that I'm trying to build, but just as a freelancer, there are so many people in the world who need websites, who need copy, who need creatives, who need just everything that I have as a skill set. And I think what Dylan said in the campus as well is that, if you already have a skill set, it is an added bonus. And I know if I'd come in here without anything, I'm sure I would have, if I'd just gone and take the AI content creation campus, that would have been the skill set that I would have
Mhm.
used to implement what Dylan was saying. But in terms of him just saying, look, just get started, like nothing, it doesn't even have to be perfect. I barely have a website. So even my website right now, I've taken it down, I've put it up. These clients don't care. They just know that I can get the outcome for them. So nothing was fancy about this. This was almost like the roughest version of whatever I could be doing right now, and money still came out at the other end. So I really just kind of want to emphasize just the taking action portion of it, because so there's homework, but you guys aren't strict about whether I do it or not. But I want to do it, so when I get to the next video, I have the right context of having done it,
Mhm.
in relation to, just taking action. Taking action for me has been what I've taken away from the client acquisition section and getting clients on the books at all, because that just adds more confidence now. Now, when I go to someone else, I can say, oh no, I've already serviced 4 different people, and that gives me a kind of internal confidence. Even if someone says no, I'm like, well, I don't care, because there's always going to be someone else that I can get as a new client. But getting clients through the door, getting money through the door, everything else to me is a distraction.
Mm-hmm. Solid.
That's what I think.
Right. And when you actually do have a skill set, then you're technically more stable in terms of work than if you were, again, in a traditional route, in a traditional job. Let's say if there's a recession, you have a high likelihood of getting laid off in a traditional job. But the skills you learn, whether it's in the real world or making a website, it's all necessary for a business to run. So you are vital to their process. It's not someone they can lay off, and they're someone they're actively seeking, even during a recession. So again, it's actually more stable, which is to a lot of people counterintuitive.
100% agree. And I think even just during COVID, that time was quite difficult. But in the UK, they gave people furlough packages where they could just, they were incentivized to not fire their staff, but help them still get their salary. I actually feel that that was a negative, because to me, if people didn't have anything else, like there is no plan B, there is no safety net of a job, and it's a perceived safety net, like you're saying, because if they don't like you anymore, you're gone. If they go out of business, you're the first one to get the chopping block. So but people who are necessary for the business to run, they're not going anywhere. And I feel like the skills and the skill set, even if I had no money, these skills would mean that I could always make money again, and I'd never have to be going around town with my resume and my CV, begging someone to like me, to give me a chance. I give myself the chance. I'm not going to rely on someone else's opinion on me to dictate whether I can eat or not. This is serious, you know? And you're
Very well
right. It
put.
is job insecurity is how I phrase it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And since you're on this trajectory now, how did you actually land your clients? What did you do for outreach? How was the sales call like, pitching your service, and everything along those lines?
Picked up the phone. As I said, a lot of these initial clients have been in my internal network, and I mean, I know a few people in my space as well, other marketers, other business owners, and I knew that this guy needed a funnel, and I rang him up, and I was just like, hey, look, I can offer this service, and it was really just like a discovery call. So I was just kind of getting to know what his problems were initially, and what I could do, which is build the funnel, write the copy, build the website, and put everything together and connect APIs to his CRM, all of that. And he was just so excited by what I was saying. He was like, "Oh yeah, can you do that?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "What? How much?" And this is just on one call. So this was like my first try, first call, and then I think we said it was £2,000. And I said, if you pay me 1,000, I'll get started, and then you'll pay me 1,000 on the end, and it would be a £2,000 contract. And he was like, "Yeah, when can I send you the money?" I was like, "Now?" And he's like, "Yeah, just WhatsApp me your bank details, and I'll do a direct transfer." And I'm thinking, oh shit, do I need an invoice? Do I need like to do VAT? I have no idea. And then the money's in my bank account. So for me, it's like, this is just a mental block. So I kept thinking that money was just like um this dream type thing that you have to force into your bank account. But as soon as I put myself out there and I just said I can do it, and gave him enough reasons why he would be interested in it, and he was really more confident in me. He hadn't seen anything, so I hadn't showed him examples, had no testimonials, nothing. But he had such confidence that I knew what I was talking about, and I know what I'm talking about because I've lived this. I've done this as a career for so long that I can speak confidently. I've just been afraid to pick up the phone and have the conversation. So getting him on board and seeing that money in my bank account just completely opened the floodgates for me. And then I started phoning other people. And then as soon as I phoned those other people, some of them said no, a couple of them said yes. And they also were sending me the money before I started. And then now I've got some processes where, say, if it was for, say, this web design thing, I would start out with a wireframe, and then I'd do a prototype, and then I'll send them the Figma file with the prototype, and then I'll upload it to Go High Level or Elementor, one of these page builders, and then I make it, and then it's on, and then I write the SOP for how I would do it if I were to hire someone else, which I plan to do.
Mhm.
But I really love the fact that I now have the confidence. I'm not. I don't care if you say no. I just have to know that I put myself out there in order to get a potential yes, and these potential yeses have turned into money. So,
Yeah.
and I still got money waiting for me once the actual projects are done. So I'm really excited to finish working with these clients, and either do more work for them and hopefully I can get more recurring income, or find new clients. Either one, probably both. I would love to
Mhm.
do both.
Very solid. And for sure, you project aura of professionalism, so I can understand
Oh,
completely. Like, as long as you know what you're talking about, then it's probably quite easy to sell for you because, again, completely professional from my experience during this interview. All right, then
appreciate it.
when you um, when did you start out exactly, if in the real world?
I started out on September the, I'm going to say the 13th, maybe,
So
but
basically a
probably
month.
no, September the 6th. September the 6th.
Okay,
September the 6th. So yeah, a month and a bit,
a month. And
month
in
and a
that
few weeks.
month, how much can you attribute then to the reward, earning to the reward?
So I have made £3,200 right now, and I'm on track to make about 6,400. So
Mhm.
that's it's pretty good
Is that just for
in a
this
month.
month? By the end of the month, 6,400?
By the yeah, if I finish working with these clients and I get the last parts of the payments, yes, it will be 6,400. And I mean that's a crazy amount of money for me. And
Mhm.
especially that, I think the costs as well are really, really low, because this is just a service that I'm providing, and including all the tools and maybe me valuing my time, there's a lot of profit in that 6,400. But I only have 3,200 now. But even that, from zero
It's in your first
to
month,
that,
like in 1
oh
month.
man,
There you go.
uh, this is it. But this is what I mean. It's like it's mind blowing,
Mhm.
because before I thought, if I got a new job, I would have to wait a month and then
Alright.
get paid in 30 days for work that I already did. This is the opposite. I'm actually getting paid before I start the work, and there's no cap. There's no salary. There's no person determining how much I'm going to make this year.
Mhm.
And by the end of the year,
There
who
is.
knows
There is one person.
what.
You. You're the only one who deserves it. There you go.
And I love that. And
Mhm.
that says that, I'm finally in control of my life. And before, it's like everyone's been making decisions for me or having opinions of what I should do. And now I get to choose.
Mhm. And what was your life heading before you joined the real world? How different do you think it would be had you not found out all these resources?
I knew I was going to be someone. So I already knew that I was destined to do something. I feel like a privilege to have found the real world, because it just resonates with everything that I thought I, knew already. And I'm learning so much that I've never known before. Um, but yeah, no, I knew I was always going to be someone. However, it's just now I get like some validation for my ideas, the way that I think, and also connecting with other people. That's the biggest thing that I wanted to get out of being in here. I want to find people who are like minded. I've got my friends, I've got my family, but it's difficult to try and bring them along when that's not their journey. And for me, in my social circles, I typically stick out because I'm either so outspoken, or I've got like a more of a revolutionary mindset, that I'm just, nah, this doesn't feel right. I don't really like this. Or I'll have discussions with people, and then only my position will be the most polarizing position. It's like, oh my God, how could you say that? But for me, I'm saying that because, no, I don't want to be like everyone else. I want to be, someone that is remembered and build stuff and makes connections with other people, other men, and really feels proud. But yeah, no, I think joining the real world for me has been like just a fantastic experience of connecting with the people who think like me. And that's what I'm really valuing from being in here. And I don't think I'll leave. That's another thing. It's like if it stays $50 a month, I'm not gonna leave. There's no need to leave because it's
Mhm.
just it's irrelevant. But also the value that I get, the value skew is so huge that it's really underpriced for $50.
Mhm. Love that. Why do you think they only charge $50 for all that value?
Do you know what? It's very difficult to guess how the team does their economic pricing, but the only reason I think is that everyone's used to spending 5K to learn from a guru in a gated community, but because there's so many people in here and there are tiers, and I've seen what's the next tier up again? It's the the resort,
Before
it's
Super
the retreat.
Soldier, are you talking about in
Yeah,
the
before.
client acquisition? There's Super Soldier and something
Yeah,
before Super Soldier. I forgot now, but yeah.
yeah. But I know that £50 to get in, and there's, I don't know, 250,000 people
Mhm,
active a month. That's like recurring income. That's a great business model.
mhm,
But because it's like it's a nice entry point, it doesn't create like a barrier to entry for new people or experienced people. Everyone can get in at $50 a month. And for me, it's not like I didn't have $50, but if I was really struggling, $50 is a lot of money. However, it is definitely reasonable compared to what I've learned in, say, £5,000 training courses. And I didn't get half of the information that I got from here. So for me, it's like, I hope it does remain that price. And I hope that and I know that you guys are monetizing it on the back end, because I know the back end is where the money is really made. But to me, yeah, no, it's a great priced community, and it is accessible to anyone. There's no one that has an excuse not to join for that price.
mhm.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And
Hope
since
I
you're
answered that question there.
yeah. Since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
In the short term, I see it as me getting, at least 10 clients. I also, in the medium term, I see it as me building a team that I can outsource a lot of the delivery of the client services for. And in the long term, yeah, being as wealthy as I can be, investing in things that allow me to truly acquire wealth. And I know that when I get to a certain level, I'll have a network that can help me do that. And I want to also give back. I want to add value to my community, add value to this community as well, and just share everything that I've learned, and also inspire people. Because I wish I had a me when I was getting started, because it was like I really felt like I was doing this alone. Especially trying to type on a Google how to make money online. We've all done it, and some of the feedback and the information I got was, some of it was terrible, some of it was good, but I just can't guarantee that even the person teaching me has made any money, or that they know what they're talking about. But now I know that I have resources, and I have the real world, and I've got people around me, that these are people who are heavy hitters. And if you guys are making big money, I know that I don't have to question the information that I'm learning. All I need to do is question how quickly I'm going to implement it. And that allows me to now have a clear trajectory that I can confidently say what is going to happen in the short term, medium, and long term, because I'm predicting my own future. I'm not just guessing. This is going to happen. Um, but yeah, that's my position on where I'm going.
Very nice. Okay. Great to hear that. And I'm happy to wrap up. That was that was 35 minutes already. That flew by.
35 minutes. Yeah. Oh my
Awesome.
God. Yeah. That's
Okay.
so quick. Jesus.
So to wrap up,
Yeah.
for people who are
Mhm.
unsure about joining, because what if for $50 they're going to get scammed? What advice would you have to them?
Well, I've been scammed for more than $50 before, and I got shit. So for me, it's like if it was a scam, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be breaking the bank, and I'd know after a month if it was. And I know there's a lot of skepticism in the industry. Anything that has make money online has that label attached to it. And I've seen the worst. I've seen the worst of the worst, and I've probably seen the best of the best. And this is up there with the best of the best. So I wouldn't have any hesitation. And if you do, waste your $50, just turn it off. Just cancel your subscription and try and find the answer somewhere else. But it can't hurt to even have a look. Try it for a month, and if you don't like it, leave. If you do like it, keep going, and hopefully the money that you make because of it is there to recoup your cost of $50. It's not that much.
Exactly. Awesome. Again, so James, thank you for sharing your experience. It was very interesting to listen to because, again, unique insights from someone who's gone through university, been a lawyer, or gone through that system to become a lawyer. Then, yeah, now as a freelancer, web designer, applying AI. I guess I didn't ask that much about how you applied AI into it. We can do that during the follow-up interview. Let's do a follow-up in 3 to 4
Yeah, I can
months,
tell you for
see how
sure.
everything's scaling for you. Because, again, with how professional you are, with how everything's going for you, imagine in 3, 4 months where you'll be. If in 1 month you're basically making over £6,000 within the first
Man,
month,
I
that is.
mean,
So yeah,
I'm still blown away. I am trying to kind of keep focused as well because I think it's like I like the celebrating of wins, but I also know I've got more to do. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to kind of double my effort, and the next time we do speak, hopefully I've got some even better news for you. And
Not
yeah, I just want to
hopefully,
keep
you
this going.
will.
And I
You
love this.
will have.
I
Yes,
will have better news for you, and I am looking forward to telling you on the next call. So
love
yeah,
that.
really
So
excited.
James, all the best to you until then.
Thank you so much. All right, Ruckus.